AskReddit by Patriotic Grandma 420. How much would you pay for a list of everyone who has ever sexually fantasized about or masturbated to you? Why? Either I get surprised by seeing people that actually think that way about me, or the list is blank, confirming my theory and crushing what little self-esteem I have. Or option 3, there's a bunch of people on there, but all from the gender you're not interested in. Is there a premium option to filter for everyone who has ever sexually fantasized about or masturbated to me, that I'd be happy to see on the list? Nope, you also gotta see Uncle Steve on there too. $10 for a number. And depending on that number is how much I'd pay for the list. The information theory is strong with this one. How much do I gotta pay to prevent my name from appearing on everyone else's list? Man, I've had some thoughts. I love that you deleted your account after making this comment, LMAO. Now you just gotta hit the gym and lawyer up. Nothing. I don't want to know. It's asking for trouble. Exactly. There will be a few names that make your day and a few that fuck up your whole life. I would pay a considerable amount of money to not know about several of them. Same, I'm pretty sure a family member is on there. Burn the list please. A nice glass filled with ice cold sparkling water. Deleted. $20. Realistically it would be interesting, but at the same time I'm concerned if there's something that I'd rather not see on that list. $20 for a blank piece of paper? Seems steep. $5. It'll be a short list. A short list is even more valuable. $100 for a snapshot. $350 for a list that continuously updates. At best, the list might update once per decade, but I want to be ready if it does. If it continuously updated I'd pay like 10 grand for it, and that's just cause that's the most I could afford. I mean, that's basically a superpower, right? That would basically be mind reading, just with extremely specific conditions. I wouldn't buy it because I could never emotionally recover if I see a blank paper. I wouldn't be able to recover if it was blank except for names that shouldn't be there. Like what if there was family members there? An uncle, or a sibling? God forbid, a grandparent? Like even if it included just a WW. How cute, will they get married and have kids? And I knew that. Just seeing any name I knew that I don't want to see there would break me. I would pay money to never see it. Exactly, right. No. My first thought was about the people who I thought were father figures or mentors. I'm willing to guess at least one name on the list would make me sick to my stomach. As a teacher, I would pay my whole paycheck to not know and to have the list burned. Edit, to be clear. There is nothing shameful about masturbation and fantasizing about people, as long as it stays that way, a fantasy. Being a teenager is tough and they have to navigate a lot of feelings and self-discovery at that time, and it's perfectly normal to develop a schoolboy girl crush on a teacher. As a teacher, it is your job to recognize those signs and create clear and present boundaries so that students understand your role in their life as an advisor and mentor, rather than an object of sexual fantasy. I'm a therapist and feel similar. I'm sure it happens, not a big deal if it does, but there's no way that doesn't influence how I look at every client from the time I see it until the end of time. If this would also include people who have had wet dreams about me, then I'd be willing to pay a lot cause I'm nosy aflol. I'd actually love to see who had wet dreams at me, BCTBH, at least for me. I don't think wet dreams necessarily have anything to do with attraction. Like I once had a wet dream about Ronnie from Jersey Shore when I was in high school, yet I never have found him to be my type at all. I think that list would actually be kinda funny to see. $0. I do not want to know at all. You keep the list. I jaff. Yup. As a teacher, the answer is just no. Why would I pay for a blank sheet of paper? Zip well, this one's for you, raccoon. Will it contain a count? I think quantity would creep me out more. Like 1-2 mere normal. But like 547 times? Damn, someone is getting blocked and I'm moving. About $100. I think it'd be nice to see more potential romantic partners LMAO. $100 is solid, $200 tops. I'd just have to know. I'd pay quite a bit actually. If the list is short I need to check my ego. If the list is long I need to check my ego. Also, can I pay extra to keep my name off specific people's lists? Facts. That should be the follow-up question, how much to keep it off of others' list? As a male, I think I speak for all of us when I say that when horny and bored minds can come up with fucked up stuff. It's all fun and games until you see the name of a family member on the list. Some things need to be left unknown. None. Let them have their privacy. Plus, what if one of them were an old high school teacher, or a friend's dad? Or a friend's husband? That would be awkward. Deleted. $0. Cause I don't wanna fucking know. You'd have to pay me to read it. I think a lot of you joking about blank paper, but kinda not joking, would actually be surprised. I'm not a terribly good looking guy, but I was talking to a girl I hadn't seen in years and she was and still is absolutely supermodel hot, and she told me she used to fantasize about me years before when we were in high school. I was absolutely gutted that I never asked her out back then. Someone who tells you out of the blue they used to fantasize about you probably still does, just for your information. As a woman, I would pay not to see that. Yeah, there is a huge discrepancy with how men and women are reacting to this question. Why would I pay for my own name? Hell yeah. I'm number one on my list. Always love yourself. Nothing. I'd rather not know. A 53-year neighbor just told me what he'd do to me in a failed attempt of making a pass at me. BC, I'm moving and I guess he thought it was safe, and I wanted to puke. If you find my pic online, what you do with it is your business, and I'd rather, for the love of all that is sacred, not know. Deleted. I'm impressed you think it's been so many people that you're going to need filters for the list, lol. I'd pay to not see it. $50 and I'd be stunned if there's 5. I'd pay a few bucks. For pure curiosity. Deleted. However much the asking amount is and I will consider. No fucking thanks. Lol. Immediately makes me think of creeps during my public transport days, and one that whipped out his dick right there behind the bus stop and stared straight at me and I could hear it. Are you kidding though, or are you just young? Congrats. You already know someone on the list. That's a $5 rebate off the total price. I'm an Indian woman who grew up around perverted old men. I don't know that I want to see this list. I would probably pay anywhere between $100 $1,000 depending on how well it was sold to me and the suggested quantity of names. I've paid for lots of dumb things and I think the total possible benefits outweigh the possible deficits. If there is even one attractive lady on that list, it's going to give me a boost of confidence and a good feeling. It will be like getting a bunch of compliments that people were too shy to deliver at the time. I'm sure there will be some names I don't like, but that would have some entertainment value as well. How much does one blank piece of paper cost? How much can one piece of paper cost? $10? Does the list also come with the number of times they fantasize about you? Billy Bob, 100. Sally Mae, 45. Ivan Yakinov, 35. Dart. There are some things that are just none of my business. I mean, the list is probably empty, so not much. I probably wouldn't at this point. I'm married, and it would totally change the dynamic of the relationship with the people I might still associate with. My ego would really love it, but I realistically don't know how I'd handle knowing. That's all assuming my wife didn't know about the list. 2. She would be as big a fan of finding out who was into me like that as I would be finding out about guys who had, or worse still, wanking to her. Best not to know if you don't have a reason to change the dynamic. As a single guy, probably 250 or so. How much do I pay to ensure I never find out? As a female graduate of an extremely male-dominated engineering field, including some super creepy dudes, and current high school teacher, that list would be, ugh. $0. I'm not paying for a blank sheet. I'd be surprised if anybody was on the list. I have been racking my brain for an hour about how to comment on this and not be weird. It doesn't exist. But you're hot and I hope the best for you. I think the question is, how much would you pay to not show up on other people's lists? All of my savings. Hell, I'd probably take out a super predatory loan.